Hi everyone, Nigel Brooks here, Senior Consultant at SME Skills, coming in with today's video just on the next stage on your sales process. I want to talk about the face-to-face meeting. Now, in one of my other videos, I was talking about the idea of windows. Everything up to the face-to-face meeting has obviously been building up to that moment. Everything that follows the face-to-face meeting is as a direct result of what happens in that meeting. It really is the most crucial stage on your sales process. It is your opportunity to convey what value you've got to give to your prospects, and not what it is that you do, not how it works, but why they should be buying from you. And what I wanted to do today was just run through a few quick pointers just to make sure that you're going in the right direction. And the idea is that what you're using in this opportunity is, obviously you've got to show how you can, or why the people need to buy your product or service, why it's going to enrich their lives, but you've also got to find out if they're right for you to go into business as well. You will have already pre-qualified them on a telephone call, or when you first met them and decided, oh, they're the right person for me. But this is when you really get to dig into what their business is, what they've got to, what they need help with, and how you can tell them what it is that you need to do, what they need to do in order to be better off. So what you need to do is you need to kind of break your meeting into three sections where you're asking questions. Everyone's heard of open and closed questions, where you're asking an open question which can't be answered with a yes or a no. And typically they start off with what, why, when, how, these kind of questions, where it's going to lead the conversation not at a dead end, but into another tier, another echelon, where you can then find out more information. Okay, so we're asking open questions. Once you've got those open questions, you're taking that information and then you're going to provide it back to them with solutions, the advice that you're going to give them, which is going to be useful for them to be better off. The third part is when you're actually doing your close. So it's actually when you're taking them to, this is the product or service that I think is right for you to solve these problems. So what we're trying to do, people may have heard of spin selling, it's the easiest model for people who don't consider themselves to be salespeople, is first of all, identify what the situation is, what their problem is, identify what those problems are, and then the needs payoff, how your product or service is going to benefit their lives moving forwards. And remember, the two commodities that people value most, particularly in business, is one, making or saving money, and two is freeing up their time. If your product or service taps into one of those two commodities, you're much more likely to increase your sales. And the best way to do it, you can have a long conversation with somebody about what it is that you do, how it works, this is all the value that you've got, but you don't want to rely on them to be gleaning the relevant bits of information. So what I would suggest is have all your questions printed out that you want to be asking people. If you can, generalize them so it fits to everybody. You'll already have pre-populated that from information that you've already gathered. So you're looking professional, turning up, commanding the respect that you deserve as an expert in your field. Go through the questions, ask them the questions, find out what the answers are, get the open questions, be making notes, and then at the end you can deliver it back to them in a triple breakdown. So you're starting off going, right, this is what I think is brilliant about what's going on in your business. This are the areas that I think that you need to develop, and it might be things that you're not even aware of, which I can see because this is what I do in, day out. These are the problems that you've got, and these are the things that I can work on, and this is how utilizing my services, my skills, is going to help you do that. Yeah, so break it down into three. You've got your questions, you've got your solutions, and then you've got your close. And what you're doing is, after you've identified all of those questions, you're giving the information to them, highlighting the areas that they need to develop and highlighting how you, as the expert in your field, can deliver that value to them. I hope that's useful. I'm Nigel from SME Skills. Hope to see you again soon. I'm going to put this video on YouTube. Please subscribe to it. Please follow us on LinkedIn. We've got loads more videos to give, loads more value. I hope that you join the group. Speak to you again soon. Bye-bye.